So my name is Charlotte Wilkinson and I'm a performance horse nutritionist for Dodson Horrell. I think the main thing is that we all know is every single horse has very specific requirements, and it depending on what they're doing or what stage of life they're in, they have like different things that they need. So when we look at a feed, we think, out of the three main energy sources, so you've got protein, carbohydrates and fats, out of those energy sources, what ratio do you want each to be in? So for example, for a horse that's maybe doing more like stamina work, so for example at eventers, we tend to look at like a really good protein content to support that workload, but also keeping it maybe more moderate starch, so it's kind of like a more steady release feed. The show jumpers, they tend to look at more of like an instant energy. So also we use higher starch ingredients, so you look at things like oats, barley, higher starch carbohydrate sources really, and then again keeping the protein content up to support a harder workload. And then you go to things like dressage, where maybe the horse's metabolisms are slightly different. They may maintain weight better than more thoroughbred type horses. So we look at maybe creating a more condensed diet. So you look at, say, a mix that's lower intake, it's still got a very good energy content, but maybe not as much as, say, an eventer's diet, because they're not doing that fast-paced work that really gets the energy requirement up over other types of sport. So here we've got an example of one of our mixes in front of me, and we're just going to pick out a few ingredients just to show you guys kind of the things we tend to put in. So we've got a few different ingredients in here, obviously because it's a muesli. So we've got things like flake maize, that's probably a better example of a flake there. We've got a few other grains in there, so we've got oats, we've got crushed barley, and then we've got a few pellets in there. So we have things like beet pellets, really good source of fibre. And then we've got these tide pellets here, which essentially is how we get our vitamins and minerals into our mixes. So all of our mixes pretty much are completely balanced in terms of vits and mins. So kind of that's how we get them in. Everything comes through and it's cleared before it's allowed anywhere near the mill. And then once they're in the mill, in the silos, it's then by the computer, it's weighed out as per our recipe or our formulation, and then put through the mill into the bag straight away. All of the ingredients come together in near enough the same time, but it does depend whereabouts in the process the ingredients are as to kind of when they're mixed in. So some things will be mixed in slightly earlier, so like the pellets will come in earlier because they tend to be coated first, just because it helps with consistency of mueslis. So the main thing really we're kind of aiming for with one of our mixes is to make it consistent throughout the whole bag, because that's another thing, you don't want certain components to be up the top of the bag when you're finished and others to be right at the bottom, so it's kind of making sure that you get the best quality product throughout the whole bag.